Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Miskatonic. If you remember in the last installment, we went to the New Orleans outpost and we discovered some weird goo and some stuff was going on. And, oh god, now we're back in the regular university. So the line that Charlotte said just before this was, "Oh Annie, I thought you were doing something in the cafeteria." I forget exactly what it was. You can see it in the last installment. So, Nutty Annie. She's off catering some dopey executive brunch for the higher-ups, so I'm delivering today. Here's yours. Who is it? I don't know if it had a name, seeing as it's a bacon sandwich. I could ask if you want. Wait, really? It's like human food? No, it's a pig. No, I mean, never mind. Thanks, Annie. No problem, my lovey. You want seconds? You come find me. Toodles. I guess Annie's not made up of 100% pure aggravating after all. How about that? Well, apparently I'm needed in the library. Better get over there. Is this Annie we were just talking to? Yes. Hello, Wobbly. Did you enjoy your little bacon sarnie? I did. Thank you, Annie. What was the sauce on it? It was super scrumptious. That's a secret English sauce recipe. I smuggled some in under my fabulous petticoats. Back home, we simply call it brown. Shub, don't tell me it's made out of, like, shredded freckles and ripped out throats or something. Am I gonna get sharp teeth and purple blood, Annie? Oh no, they made brown sauce before the Great Funnening. It's made out of vinegar and molasses and all that. Tastes great on a cooked arse, though. Oh. What's the Great Funnening? When everything got fun. Used to be really boring before everyone went a little nuts. Should have seen me, playing badminton in my ugly-arsed white dress, being courted by the local boys in plaid waistcoats and coiffed hair. Coiffed hair. Pims and pickle on cocktail sticks, picnics on the weekend of the park, bus to town comes every hour, please and thank you, routine and pleasant. Bloody tedious. I don't know, that sounds kinda nice. You should see it now. That bus route, now the bus is covered in spikes and the driver trades his roadkill for a night with the pie maker's brother. The badminton courts are now communal barbecue pits where whole villages get together and cook burgers out of the football team from the next town over. The local boys wear nothing but a smile, and the local girls use their white dresses to dress nothing but bite wounds. No bastard bobbies bopping you on the head for pissing up the wall of the local pictures. We ate them first, of course. There's a lot of fun to be had when you're in it for yourself, my lovey. Huh. Well, apart from the cannibalism, that doesn't sound too bad. Shame about all the cannibalism. This is true. Hey guys, you wanted to see me? Ah, which girl? You wouldn't happen to have any more secrets to divulge. Let me think. Oh, I discovered I had magic eyes when I was 9. The day I left school to become a witch. I sneezed in class and liquefied my home ec teacher. You have magic eyes. What do they do? Well, I don't have much control over them, but basically I do this. Yup. We've seen this before. And stuff happens. Usually it's harmless, making people think strange things or their limbs a little numb. Makes tiny doggos do backflips or babies say their first words. But you know, occasionally it makes stuff turn inside out. I guess that's an extra secret for you, Nico. Well, it's my secret gathering that I need your help with, Charlotte. We're looking to expand the library to house my collections, but the engineering department exploded last night. I need you to find some power tools that'll help us in the library build an extension. Are you up to the task? Sure, I guess I can handle that. Excellent. Try the corporeum. If anyone has power tools in this building, it'll be that French girl. I can't remember my father's face. The corporeum. I'll go check it out. Alright. It's in this way. Oh hey guys, have you seen any engineers? We're trying to renovate the library. We still have engineers? I thought they all exploded with that dopey machine they've been trying to build for God knows how long. Nope, there's still a few wandering around campus. Withered as broken-hearted parsnips, the lot of them. Gotta have filled their shrapnel quota by now. I saw a student, no word of a lie, his entire head cut in half. No shit, really? Yep. But he was always a little two-faced. Ha ha ha. Okay. Two-faced. I've heard the engineers use the Ethereum to store completed prototypes, Charlotte. Chances are they've got what you're looking for. Thanks, guys. I'll go check it out. Here we're in the Ethereum. Okay. Hey, Vicky. Where the hell is everyone? The engineering building. Didn't you hear the explosion? Most people are off carrying the wounded to the infirmary. Oh yeah, of course. So what are you doing here? Well, I don't have any arms. Ah, lucky break, huh? Well, it was more of a lucky ripping off and eating. Sup, Wallman? How's the science? Vicious and unrelenting. Radical. Hey, Jess, I'm told there's some sort of engineering project one of the guys left here. Do you think the library guys can borrow it? Huh? Oh, yeah. It's over there. Did you find it? It's some big, ugly... What the fuck? What is this thing? It's like half car engine, half steak, half steel purse. Is this for fighting ultra vampires or something? The reasons you don't teach here just pile on top of each other. I have a rock-solid lady runner right now. I gotta have one in black to show the coven. They'll lose their shit. Take it then. We were gonna use it to shut the Ethereum up, but that ain't happening. I thought witches were into herbs and eyeballs and cauldrons and stuff. Why are you rock-solid over that monstrosity? First and foremost, witches like awesome stuff. Eyeballs are awesome. Cauldrons are awesome. Secret midnight dance-offs are awesome. And the lady boner is awesome. You are a colossal lunatic. Thanks, Jess. I'll see you later. Let's talk to her. Oh yeah, it's you. Amelia. Hey, Spooky. Nico's waiting for you in the library. Is that the thing? Yep. Glorious, ain't it? If you say so. Looks like something they build for fighting ultra vampires. I know, right? Alright, back to the library. Hey guys, I got a thing. Ah, Spooky Girl. With the engineers taken ill, we decided to use the shredded remnants of their department to store Nico's archives. Just until the engineers, start existing again. Yep, we won't need to renovate the library until they restart their technical course, which requires students with arms and or legs. Does that mean I get to keep the thing? Help yourself. What are you going to do with it? I don't know. I just want to look at it. Well, good luck with that. Okay, job done. I'll go put this in my room, do a quick patrol, and start my private investigating. Nothing like stolen comic book posters to remind a girl of her witchy values. Damn straight. Nothing like an investigation into stolen brain goo to make her forget them. Better get back to it. Alright, let's talk to all the crew. So where were you last night? I snuck into your room, but you weren't there. Oh, just off on a secret mission. New Orleans, hidden keys, dark revelations, tragic tales, that kind of stuff. Top secret. Probably didn't hear about it. Wait, why were you in my room? I don't know, just for talking. You're pretty much the only person I talk to, other than my brother or the lunch lady. And that's usually about, lunches. That's probably because you're incredibly annoying. Besides, the only thing you talk to me about is trying to chomp my butt. Yeah. It's a good dynamic we got, ain't it? Yeah, it's not bad. Nico. Ah, Charlotte, thanks for the help with my archives. Care to add to them with another secret? Let me think. Well, the reason my hair is like this is so I don't accidentally use my eyes on something. If one of my eyes is covered up, it seems to lessen the effect. Weird, huh? Oh yes, I've heard about your magic eyes. I may have a small experiment for you tomorrow, so don't go poking them out before then. And remind me to build a Charlotte ward for my archives. Sounds like fun. See you around, guys. Why'd you leave the coven to work here, Rumen? Well, what's the cult of Shub-Niggurath's motto? Preach harmony and compassion, for the universe offers neither. Exactly. Try to make the world a better place, because it's incredibly shitty, and that's what these guys do, man. But rather than being nice and helpful to our neighbors, they're creating vaccines, technology, all that kind of stuff. The Miskatonic's on the frontier of occult science, and working here means you get to be a part of a collective of history makers. Trust me, Charlotte, they'll remember us when these guys cure cancer or polio or tentaclitis. Well, that makes sense to me. What about you? Why'd you decide to work here? Same reason I became a witch. I really like all this creepy bullshit. Roman seems to think these guys are on the level, and if I go blabbing about what I saw in New Orleans, I could lose my job. Maybe it was just a handful of nutty folks performing weirdo experiments out of the university's eyesight. But then again, there was a whole facility dedicated to it, with a tunnel leading there and warning signs and stuff all over the walls. No way, this was a legit operation, and I'm going to find out who's at the top. Okay, let's talk to these two. So what have you been working on? The rediscovery of one of the lesser species of Yith. It appears to be a form of black sentient cloud, though occasionally forming random solid shards or icicles in its core when under severe distress. The Yithians seem to use them as a form of nourishment and humor, torturing them before they inhale the smoke. The odd thing is, in one of the last chapters of the Narcotic manuscripts, the Yithians write that the clouds communicate in a human language. I've seen Hyperborean writings describing the human soul as floating black spikes, funnily enough. Sounds like the two might be related. It would mean that the first pre-human contact with the Yithians was situated in the lush jungles of the Arctic. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I think we got an expedition to plan. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And we'll talk to you. Marina. Our school's swim team each has a custom-made swimsuit to suit their needs. Their needs, of course, being the extraneous limbs or mutated proportions most of them have. What the fuck is a swimsuit? A suit that you wear when you swim. I'm starting to get the impression that witches are the odd ones out. Yes, this would be true. Okay. We'll go in here. More people to talk to in the Eldritch Library. What are you guys up to? So how was your internal zombification? Any negative side effects? Nope, it was a pretty smooth transition. Oh, I did figure out a cool trick as to having my intestines falling out. But yeah, what's that? Just grab them and rip everything out? Works like a charm. My torso's completely hollow now. Sounds like literally the worst thing that can happen to a human being. But if a dumb idea works, it's not a dumb idea, I guess. And we'll talk to you again. Did you know our library holds records of every encounter with Yog-Sothoth, the horrific god of eternal knowledge in human history? Wow, how many encounters have we had? None. Oh, well. That makes things easy. Weird, right? Oh. Maybe that's why there's so many goofy fellers around. No knowledge god to give him some knowledge. That explains a lot. Yeah, I would agree so. Oh, we can actually go in here. Oh, wait. Maybe we should go to the library first. Nutty Annie. Hello, Wobbly Bum. Fancy meeting you here. Indulging in some light reading, are we? Well, I was going to check out Tentacle Tactics, a dissertation on regaining control on rogue transmutation circles. But I've lost my appetite. For knowledge. Oh, these? White chocolate and sugar paint. I just make these in the kitchen to remind me of home, you know? Wow, really? No. The engineering department exploded, remember? Means I get to pig out. Awesome. Thanks, Annie. Alright, now let's go in here. Talk to these folks. How'd you survive the engineering explosion? It took out the whole department. I was in the garage across campus. It's one of the great things about being a mechanic. You don't spend a lot of time trying to invent a better wrench. Because you're too busy overcharging for spark plugs and peeking at pin-up calendars. Gotcha. We had a pin-up calendar at the Coven headquarters once. And by pin-up calendar, I mean a spell of the month calendar. And by headquarters, I mean Susie's house. And by once, I mean every year since I was 9. Oh, have I talked to this guy before? He looks new. Yes, we have. Thanks to our efforts in the corporeum, preternatural medicine has advanced 200 years. New England's mutagenic atmosphere has gone from a cataclysmic Armageddon to a mild mutational nuisance. When I was a kid, I saw a guy whose face was a bug crack. Alive and well, thanks to the corporeum. June Bloody Moon. Does the creative writing teacher seem a little weird to you? Whenever someone answers the question wrong, his eyes start pouring with blood. I don't think I've talked to these two before. They look new. Elric Satterfield. The blood thing's a little disconcerting, but when the class starts clutching their heads and covering their ears to drown out the shrieking, that's what gets me. Huh, the creative writing teacher is either some sort of banshee or just a huge douchebag. Okay, seems like we can go out here, which looks like it goes outside or into this door here. Let's go over here first. Student Corporeum. Al Cruzron. I'm going to take my 2 weeks holiday to go work on one of the skullcrackers. Sailing around Rillier has got to be the easiest job the Miskatonic offers, right? Skullcracker. I'm assuming that's a reference to the Call of Cthulhu. You know they call it the Nightmare Corpse City for a reason, right? Because it's a nightmare city filled with corpses, or a city filled with nightmarish corpses. Now they say that about everything. They said that about Milwaukee. True, Milwaukee is indeed a city of corpses. But it's a nightmarish city filled with equally nightmarish corpses. But then again, I'd never been to Milwaukee. And talk to these folks. Michael Melancal. Ying Ren sickness, China, causes the victim to see a pair of glowing eyes in places of pitch darkness. Sufferers were terrified of falling asleep, noting that the eyes seemed to get closer whenever they looked away from them. The worst sufferers saw them even when they had their own eyes closed. Narcotic Plague, Italy. Scriptures and texts are being hidden inside Italy's most popular newspaper crossword puzzle. Those that completed the crossword were rewarded with terrifying revelations of the birth of humanity, most being driven insane by their new knowledge. Deacon Bone. Domestic earwig, New Zealand. A simple earwig that crawls into victims' ears at night, but makes sounds of horrific, muffled screaming and violence. Sufferers thought that their neighbors were literally murdering each other, many trying to save contented wives by murdering innocent husbands. The male population in New Zealand halved over the weekend. Well, that one wins. Let's go into here. Hey guys. Whoa, what's this wriggling meat slab? That right there is a piece of Cthulhu's skin. Charmin Indian. Grody. But I thought Cthulhu was like some huge alien god. How do you guys get such a huge chunklet of him? Well, he might be a huge alien god, but he is still corporeal. Funny story. There's a lost underwater in the Pacific called Rillier. I think it's supposed to say city there. They used to act as the prison of Cthulhu. Cultists spent a couple thousand years trying to get him out of there, but a few years ago some Norwegian whaling crew accidentally let Cthulhu out of his cage. As Cthulhu chased their yacht out of desperation, the crew decided to ram his face with their boat. This caused Cthulhu's head to explode into mushy goo, disabling him, but his head slowly started reforming the moment it exploded. Smart fella then immediately told the Miskatonic, who now employs a fleet of icebreakers to continually drive through the mushy remains of his head, stopping him from reforming and destroying the world. Sounds like a fun gig. What are the Wiggles doing? They point towards the rest of their hosts, desperately trying to reform. Nowadays, our supply ships use small pieces of Cthulhu flesh to point the way to Rillier. Awesome, thanks for the biology lesson. That's a cool piece of world building. I like that. Let's go in here. More people to talk to. You two. Ephelon. I hear the faculty's heading to Dunwich in a couple days. Need the locals to help build a new portal. Ezekiel Starite. Whenever I hear the name Dunwich, it puts a grin on my face to know that, however tough my job gets, at least I'm not a portal diver. Chasm. And it puts a smile on my face whenever I get my portal diver's paycheck. Damn shame your job of standing in the hallway ain't so lucrative, huh? Hohoi. Okay. That's got to be a pretty big paycheck if it's worth a face made out of buttholes. These two. Magnus Carlson. Extracerebral sentience seems to be a common factor outside of the human race. Even when decapitated, some creatures seem to function with some control over their actions. Nick Svelhart. It's a difficult thing to study, at least if you have any qualms about cutting the heads off a diverse selection of adorable animals. I really hope these guys have qualms about cutting heads off adorable animals. All the qualms. Qualms. Let's talk to these two. Sizzle. So is there anything else I should know about nature and its communal consciousness or whatever? Rena York. Yeah. Don't eat carrots, they hate it. Communal consciousness, that's a cool idea. It would be a lot easier to spread harmony if everyone was connected at the brain. Then again, it'd be a lot easier to infect people with the asshole virus. Probably for the best that we all think for ourselves. What's in here? Oh, how's it hanging, wall man? Let's say you and me get out of here, hit the town, grab some street food. Could go for a foot long. Awesome. Please don't encourage the Eldritch barrier protecting the western hemisphere of our planet from our incredibly volatile experiments on the original Necronomicon to misbehave. Sorry, I'm just fooling around with them. What you been working on? Currently, the effects of applying samples of Necronomicon parchment to heated patches of human flesh. Oh. And the sample of parchment actually scribes the entirety of the Necronomicon's contents onto the subject's skin, essentially making a new copy of the book by tattooing the subject's skin. Or, you know, scarring. And the people you're doing this to are okay with that? I don't know. That's not my department. Why? Never mind. See you around, Jess. That experiment sounded pretty nefarious, but nothing about brains and goo extraction. Better keep an eye on it. Ooh, have we talked to these people yet? They look possibly new, sort of. No, they're not. Never mind. Lauren Eich. Did you hear? They canceled the liberal arts program yesterday. Liberal arts? That's like the study of a little bit of everything, right? Why'd they cancel it? Well, can you imagine studying a little bit of everything here at the Miskatonic? Oh, yeah. I guess that would be a little suicidal. Having a brain composed of ethereal ooze does have its drawbacks. Last night I lost some goo, as it had dripped off in the rain, and I forgot everything I learned in college. Wow, how much ooze did you lose? About half a teaspoon, but the only thing I learned in college was how to play beer pong. These guys have brain goo pouring out of their heads. I wonder if it's the same brain goo as the brain goo we discovered. But these guys have purple brain goo, whereas the stuff I found was orange. Are there multiple flavors? Victoria Redler. What's up, Charlotte? You're looking a little frazzled. It's nothing. Wandering the halls, listening to what folks are working on, wandering more halls. It's a weird job. Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're making us feel a lot safer. We haven't had an accident in the whole building since you've been here. See you around, Charlotte. That's because most folks are just standing around the hallways talking about board games and diseases and shit. What are they waiting for? Manus Superstar. Dr. Thirst Valentine might come off as a little apathetic towards the plight of humanity, but he gets it, and that's what we need at the frontier of occult science. He gets it? What does he get? He gets the sacrifices had to be made, both from inside the university and out of it. It's a nice thought to think that all humanity needs is a little love and tenderness, cult girl, but love doesn't cure blightpox, does it? Bye now. Well, I think I just made a breakthrough in my investigation. If Thirst thinks like that, it ain't hard to imagine that he'd be fine with kidnapping folks. True that. And if Manus agrees with his methods, maybe other scientists here too do too. Man, I cannot talk today. Holy shit. Johnny LaGrasse. Ah, Charlotte, finished with your patrol? Yep, all quiet on the Eldritch front. Awesome. It's getting late and most of the staff tuck in early, so you can take the rest of the night off. Great. I guess I better go get on everyone else's body clocks then. I'll be in my room if you need me. Well, I'm no closer to figuring out who's behind the brain goo, but there are a few folks acting suspicious. It might just be dark humor, a coping mechanism, but it sounds like some of these guys are fine with gruesome shit happening to innocent people. I mean, it's not like there isn't plenty of gruesome shit happening to innocent people out there already. But that doesn't excuse kidnapping people and collecting brain goo. First thing tomorrow, I'm going to find out who it is. Good evening, ladies and gents. Mindy here, wishing you all a pleasant and fulfilling evening, pushing the boundaries of occult science with little regard for ethic or consequence. Oh, Shub, don't tell me she does this every night. And now, everyone's favorite part of the show, Mindy's Muse, giving you cheerful and uplifting stories from around the world. Uplifting in the sense that it reminds people that our precious little university isn't actually a bastion of liquid shit and human suffering compared to the rest of the world. At least not the worst one. Firstly, there have been reports of sightings in rural Russian villages of a strange new supernatural species, described as bipedal humanoid constructs roughly 15 feet tall, with skin made of thin, clear glass. Strangely, these glass men appear to be stuffed with loose, random human organs, extremities, and entrails that all appear to be working correctly. Open hearts beat, unconnected intestines masticate, severed hands wriggle their little fingers. These creatures will wander silently into local villages, take a person's hand, and walk back to the forest, with people too petrified to protest. Our local Miskatonic correspondent Dave Chumley ends his report from in the personal notes section with, oh God, this is the freakiest shit, oh God, she just walked away with it, oh God, one of them has a fetus in its head, oh God, it's breathing, get me the fuck out of here. Hilarious. And if you think trained Miskatonic operators being frightened like tiny babies by walking lunchboxes is fun, reports from Paris state that the latest operation to clear the so-called void from the catacombs of Paris have ended in disaster. Oh yeah, that god the peanut butter girl worships. Shit's bizarre. The only survivor of the 14-man operation has said that the void once again crept into the minds of the agents, stating that the 3 that turned their shotguns on themselves turned out to be the lucky ones. He went on to describe the deaths of the other 10 men to our university liaison in what can be only described as a puppeted trance, including bashing their heads against catacomb walls, tearing their eyes out, and filling the sockets with gunpowder, and simply chewing the flesh off of each other's faces until, in a hollow voice, he told the liaison, "Don't come back." He then proceeded to swan dive out of the French headquarters' second-story building onto the concrete below. From the other side of the world, there have been reports from New Zealand of a new supernatural insect infecting the populace. Right. The earwig thing. Heard those guys joking about it. I guess she's not going to stop talking about creepy bullshit. Might as well try and sleep through it. The creature seems to carry no physically debilitating illnesses, but while pupating in the victim's ear, will generate the muffled sounds of screaming and brutality, making victims believe that their neighbors are viciously attacking each other. Thousands of people have already been murdered in an attempt to save imaginary spouses from imaginary violence. Local Miskatonic correspondent Sasha the Basher Coombs had this to say. Just kill her already. I just want to sleep. Sasha. Silly bollocks. There's no her. And talk like that gets you a visit from the Miskatonic's in-house sensitivity trainer. She tried to sensitivity train me once, back when you were allowed to flirt at work. I'd never done it before, but the cute lad from the literature department said he was uncomfortable when I sat opposite him with a bowl of spaghetti, stared at him, and screamed, "This could be us," before throwing my head down into the meal. That would have worked in England. Long story short, sensitivity training can suck my spaghetti. Man, I still feel the branding iron on my back. The ice water hosing. The bloody speech. This'll learn you not to be insensitive, she guffaws, whipping hot dry dock chains across my dangling, broken body. Might as well call it a corpse, the damage on it. Still taste blood at the thought of it. Though that might be someone else's. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here, and we'll return next week when we start the next day in the story. But for now, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys have enjoyed this installment of the Miskatonic. I know I have, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, peace out.